Scotland will become the first country in the world to embed the teaching of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex rights in the school curriculum, in what campaigners have described as a historic moment.
Here's a summary of the article.
Scotland will become the first country in the world to embed the teaching of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex rights in the school curriculum, in what campaigners have described as a historic moment. State schools will be required to teach pupils about the history of LGBTI equalities and movements, as well as tackling homophobia and transphobia and exploring LGBTI identity, after ministers accepted in full the recommendations of a working group led by the Time for Inclusive Education campaign. Daly said, "This is a monumental victory for our campaign, and a historic moment for our country. The implementation of LGBTI inclusive education across all state schools is a world first. In a time of global uncertainty, this sends a strong and clear message to LGBTI young people that they are valued here in Scotland." A study for TIE found that 9 in 10 LGBTI Scots experience homophobia at school, and 27% reported they had attempted suicide after being bullied. The Deputy First Minister, John Swinney, said, "Scotland is already considered one of the most progressive countries in Europe for LGBTI equality. I am delighted to announce we will be the first country in the world to have LGBTI inclusive education embedded within the curriculum." Scotland has regularly been ranked as one of the best countries in Europe in relation to legal protections for LGBTI people, despite the fact that it decriminalised homosexuality in 1980, 13 years later than England and Wales.
This post received a score of 42,099, with an upvote ratio of 68%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Now if only they could have taught me fucking maths.
Quote, "Get out of school knowing every term for LGBTQ individuals and how to communicate respectfully with them." End quote. Quote, "Still can't do taxes.
Taxes in the UK are automatically deducted by the government through your employer. Unless you get paid in cash. Edit, and other circumstances such as high income and running your own business. Thanks for the corrections, guys. Forgive the ignorance."
Pretty sure it's like that everywhere. Doing your taxes means more like figuring out deductions, capital gains, write-offs, etc.
Very few people need to do tax returns in the UK generally. I do, because I'm self-employed, but if you're employed and paid pay then it's all automatic. We don't have tax like USA, so no notion for most of deductibles and you can go through life without ever doing a tax return.
As a U.S. citizen living and working in Sweden, I have many choice words about U.S. tax laws. Most of them are talked about in George Carlin's skit, 7 Dirty Words.
Don't be a cunt. Treat everyone the same. Now, onto maths. This is Scotland, so it's probably like, "Yeah, all twats and cunts and none of ye are better than tay rest now fuck off and open to PAEG 243.
That was fucking boggin' mate."
Greater than a study for TIE found that 9 in 10 LGBTI Scots experience homophobia at school, and 27% reported they had attempted suicide after being bullied. The investigation also found there was little understanding in schools about prejudice against people with variations of sex characteristics and intersex bodies. Holy shit, that can't be right. Over a quarter of gay kids in Scotland try to kill themselves? Why aren't we hearing about this? That's gotta be worse than Japan.
You're going to find that suicide rates for LGBT people are high compared to heterosexual people everywhere, it's not just in Scotland.
It is almost as if being routinely systemically and socially shit upon might induce this behavior. Trans people existing and not being mentally ill for being trans is well-researched fact by now. Never mind that some people are also asserting that gay people are also mentally ill, which is also well-researched as being factually incorrect.
The ironic thing is, as LGBT people fight for rights and awareness, idiots get upset that we suddenly have too many rights and they re-justify their shitty behaviors. Yet they fail to realize that us having too many rights is just us getting closer to having the rights they take for granted.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.